already understood what is a API. So API means that we are calling the data from some third party website. Okay. So if we do not have a data, actual data with me, so for testing purpose, what we use the dummy data. So dummy data, for example, I want to get the weather of some city. So here we have created a JSON file. JS1 JSON is a extension JavaScript object notation. Okay. So in this JSON file, this is a key. City is a key, and this is an array where we have added this JSON object 1, comma JSON object 2, comma JSON object 3. This is a within the curly bracket is a JSON object. Okay, and this is the key value pair ID, name, city ID. Okay, so in the city we have London city, Delhi city, Bhopal city, Lucknow city, etc. And every city has a city ID. ID is a reserved keyword which is auto generated, and this is a city ID. This one. Okay, and for every city we have a weather object. So this is a weather object key and the array of the array object. Okay, and in weather we have added city ID A. A means which is referring to the London. Above this one, this one, and using the city ID we can check that the weather for the London will be snowy like this. B city ID is for example, Delhi. The weather condition for Delhi will be say cloudy. So in that way, this is my dummy data in which we have added the city and the weather. Now to run this JSON file, what we have to start? We have to start the JSON server. So for that, you can go to this google.com and you have to download npm okay, node.js means. So we require a node.js command. So you have to write download node.js. Okay, if it is already downloaded, no need to download it again. Otherwise, you can download the node.js. Okay, and then after you have downloaded the node.js, then you have to node.js command to install JSON server. Okay, so JSON server is a basically a server which runs the JSON file. So after installing the node.js, you have to, on the command prompt, you have to just write this command npm install -g JSON server. Okay, go to the command prompt, cmd, and write this command. And it on my machine it is already installed. Okay, so it will install this JSON server using the node.js. And now I want to run this JSON server. So I will write command JSON server space -- watch and the name of the JSON file. So I have kept my JSON file in this location, C users Parag Saxena. So this file, C users Parag Saxena, this is my JSON file, weather.json, this one. So I am running this file from the same location. Okay, otherwise you can change the location also. Okay, weather.json and enter. So when you have started your server on the when you started your server, so it is working on HTTP, not HTTPS protocol. It is working on a local host and the port it is taking is 3000. So now if I want to test the load testing of this API, how many people are calling this API, which is running on my local host with a port. Then again, I'm creating one more test plan, add a thread group, and then inside the thread group, I am creating a sampler of HTTP request type only because this API is called in a HTTP request. So now in the protocol by default it takes HTTPS, but I want to run it by using HTTP. So here you have to write HTTP because I want to run only for the HTTP, not HTTPS. And here we have to write localhost, which is my server name is localhost. And here we have to add the port number here. This is important. So port number we have to add is 3000 on which the request is going. It is 3000. So HTTP localhost 3000 in the port number, and the path I want to call is a city endpoint. And what is the query parameter I want to send? I want to send the query parameter that is question mark name is equal to London. So this is my parameter, query parameter, add name, and the value I am getting is a London, and add the listener. Okay. So now this is a get type of a request, so we can specify that we are getting the data. There is a get request, and from here also we have selected the get. And now when I will run this, it will call the localhost 3000 port. So you can check this. What is the request? This is the request HTTP, not HTTPS. Localhost 3000 and the city question mark is equal to London. This is the request it is sending. Okay. And what is the response data? This is the response body. You see? So this is the response body, and what is this body? This is coming in the JSON format. This one. This is the response I am getting. So response I am getting is in the JSON format only. Okay. So it is not getting the HTML type of the request. Now it is getting the JSON formatted request. Now what I want to do, I want to get the city ID. This one. I want to get the city ID from the response body. Okay. So now what I can do from here, if you use the regression expression tester, so it generally uses the what? It uses the HTML generally, like we have done the injection. So we were passing the link from one API to the another API. Okay. So similarly, there is the other things over here like JSON path tester. So what is the JSON path? So JSON path means this is the response I am getting basically. So if I go to Google and search JSON path finder, so you get some links. From there you can go to site 24/7 and you can paste your response JSON over here. And from here I want to get the city ID. So this is the JSON path. This is my JSON path. Copy kar liya. And now if I go to the JSON path tester here to test whether my JSON path is right or wrong, like we were using the regression expression tester. So similarly over here, you can write the JSON path expression and test. So it is giving me the ID A. So it means it is getting the value A. Okay. So now after this request is made, I want to add post. That is post. After this request, I am getting the response. So right click, add post processor, and in post processor, like we were doing regular expression extractor, there is one more thing called JSON extractor over here. So I want to extract the data from the JSON file. Okay, so I click on this JSON extractor. Okay, same like we were doing the regression expression extractor. Now I want to declare the variable. So I'll declare the variable as city ID. And what is the path? We have already tested. This is the path. So you have to give the JSON extractor path. Okay, and I want to get the first value. First value. Okay, and default value, for example, error. So we have added this JSON expression extractor. It will extract the value from this JSON file in post, and it will add it in this variable city ID. Now again, what I have to do, I have to add one more get type of the request, because now I want to send this particular city ID. Okay. Now what I have to do, I have to call the weather, and before that I was calling the city, and I was passing the name is equal to London, and then I have extracted the city ID A. Now what I have to do, I have to call the but there is a problem in weather also. We have to just a second, I'll tell you what is the issue. Now if I go to the weather, I'm calling a weather. Okay, this is the weather. In weather, the city ID is A. Okay, but according to the city, the ID is AA. So what I have to do, we have to get this ID according to the city ID, because this weather ID, we have to fetch this information by using the weather ID. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to use this city ID to get the ID of the weather. So if I write question mark and city ID is equals to A. Okay, so what I will get? I will get this response. From this response, I have to get the ID like this, or the condition or the date using the city ID. Okay, so what I will do again, I will create another HTTP request sampler. Okay, and you can give the name it as a get city ID. Okay, and now here I am saying what is I am doing, get weather. Okay, again in the port I write HTTP. Here I will write localhost, and here I will write again 3000. Okay, so get weather, HTTP localhost, and the port number. Path is /weather, WEATHER weather. And in the query param, what I have to send in the query param, I have to send the city ID is equals to A. So I will add the city ID, and from where I am getting this city ID, we have added it in this variable. This is a variable name, so I want to extract it from this variable. So how can we extract? Dollar curly bracket city ID. So this is the variable name in which we have stored this one, city ID. This variable I am passing over here. Okay, so this is another request we are sending. So first this will send, it will extract, and then next one, weather is using this ID to get it. Let us clear and check it one more time. So if I see over here, what is the request going? This is the request going. And what is the response coming? This is the response coming. Then we have extracted this A. And then again next one is going. In next one, what is the request going? If you see over here, city ID is equals to A. This one. So here A is passed with the city ID. And what is the response data I am getting? This is the response data I am getting. And from this response data, again, you can use the JSON extractor to find the condition. And you can assert it. Okay. So if I want to, if I check if there is a, in this, right click, add assertion. Okay. So you can check over here. Assertion means I want to assert this is coming or not. So you can add the JSON assertion over here because it is a JSON type of file. So there are different kind of the assertion, like to check whether this size is coming or not. Okay, duration assertion will check how much time it is taking. So we'll go to these assertions in detail in our upcoming lectures. HTML session assertion. So if I use this JSON assertion, okay, and in JSON assertion, if I assert that JSON path exists, I want to check whether this particular path exists or not. Okay, and if I want to assert the value, so we can check this value also. Okay, match as a regular, we are not using regular expression, so I'll not use a regular expression. So again, this is the response I'm getting. Control C and go to this pathfinder, paste it, and from there you can add this condition, and you can copy this condition. This is a JSON path extractor. Again, if you want to validate it, you can validate from here, or in the JSON assertion you can just paste that this exists or not, this one. And if you want to assert the value, then you can also check the value and you can write the expected value. So here I'm adding the expected value I'm getting is snowy. So you added the assertion. So how we are making a JSON file request, how we have created the JSON file, what is a JSON server, and how you run your test using the local host. Sometime in HTML websites also, we are running it not from the domain. We are using some localhost server, or maybe we are using some cloud server. So maybe when we are running our application, so we are getting some IP address and the port number. That is, my website is not complete. It is in the testing stage. So we have not finally uploaded it on a domain. So you will get some IP address like 32.65.85 colon 7980 for example. So for that you have to use this approach only. You have to use this approach only, that is HTTP or HTTPS IP address. Instead of localhost, we can also write the IP address and the port number of the cloud. And you can do the cloud testing also. Okay. So now if you look at it, both are passing. This is the request, this is the response data, and from this request again, this is the and this is the response data, and we have also added the assertion. So assertion is passing. So in that way, you can use the get type of the request, and from here, if you want to increase that two people are calling this API, so you can increase this and you can check the load testing of this API also. Understood this much?